نفديهم أنا دمي فلسطيني 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 أنا دمي فلسطيني على أرضي تلاقيني أنا أهلي أنا فديهم والله أنا دمي فلسطيني فلسطيني.
Can all the stewards please come forward? Can all the stewards please come forward and make a line? Yellow jacket ones. Guys, carry on moving forward. Go behind. All of the people with the banners, if you just come here, so we've got the banner on this side. That's it. Yeah, that's perfect. Carry on coming, guys. Come forward. Come forward. Go right behind. Come forward. Carry on coming behind. Carry on. Guys, go on the other side. Carry on moving. Carry on moving. Carry on moving. We're right behind. It's our square. It's our civic place, so don't be shy, guys. Carry on moving forward. Yellow jacket stewards, can you come forward? The stewards, can you come forward? Guys, carry on moving that way. In the yellow jackets, can you, the ones at the back, can you come forward? The stewards in the yellow jackets, come forward, guys.
أنا دمي فلسطيني على أرضي تلاقيني أنا أهلي أنا فديهم أنا دمي فلسطيني 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 أنا دمي فلسطيني.
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8
العربية شهدانا قوافل وعظمنا جبال لا نركع لسافل لا نهاب اعتقال فلسطين عربي عربية القبلة الأولى والقاضي العربية في قلب الجنين مكتوبة فلسطين مرفوع الجبين بطن أمه شهيد فلسطين عربي عربية القبلة الأولى والقاضي العربية بصدورنا البنادق وعيوننا عليك وبيوتنا خنادق.
Can I just ask the speakers only that are on my list to come forward? The speakers that are speaking that are on my list to come forward only, please, guys. Danish. Go live. Let's keep the momentum going, guys. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. From the rivers to the sea. From the rivers to the sea. Free, 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 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. From the rivers to the sea. Free, free.
I'll put you on.
بيصبرنا البنادق وعيوننا عليك وبيوتنا خنادق وارواحنا تفديك.
So is Rachel here? Is that you? No, tell Naja. Alright, let Rachel speak and then you go on after that. Okay, let me call you on.
You calling me?
Yeah.
Right, guys, we've got a quick list to get through of all the speakers. All the speakers have been told they've only got 2 minutes to speak, so we don't want to take too long of your time. Alhamdulillah, the march was brilliant. You all did well. So I'm going to invite the host of tonight's event onto the stage. Guys, give it up for our comrade, our activist, Mujahid Hussein. Guys, give it up for Mujahid.
وعظمنا جبال لا نركع لسافل لا نهاب اعتقال. العربية في قلب
Assalamu alaikum, Bradford. Peace be upon you all. Right, that's the first I've heard. My name's Mujahid. Come on, chat. My name's Mujtaba, aka Muj. Come on, man. I've had all sorts today, different names, but I don't mind. Just call me Muj, guys. Thank you for all attending Bradford's biggest march in solidarity with the people of Palestine. Today, we plan to make history in Bradford and make a statement that Bradford stands with the people of Palestine. Bradford, make some noise! Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! From the river to the sea!
AR Media Live. AR Media. AR Media Live. Okay.
مرفوع الجبين بطن أمه شهيد.
Guys, we're live on AR Media. If any of the speakers don't want to be recorded on a live, just let us know and we'll flip the camera. Bradford, why I ask you to make noise today is because we are the people of Bradford, and in Bradford, we are not afraid of making noise, and we are not afraid of speaking up and being the voice for the voiceless. Bradford, Rishi Sunak said that we are all idiots. Do we look like idiots? Look around you. No. Rishi Sunak said from the river to the sea. Nah, they're idiots for saying that. Idiot is the man who supports the genocide. Idiot is the man who supports the killing of Palestinian children. An idiot is the man who's called Rishi Sunak. Bradford, from the top of your lungs, I want you to shout, from the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. This is a message to the people of Bradford, to the people of Leeds, to the people of Huddersfield, Manchester, London, Birmingham. We do not stand by Rishi Sunak. We do not stand by his claim that we are idiots. And I urge you all on every march from the top of your chest, shout from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. This means from the Jordanian River to the Mediterranean Sea, the occupied lands, inshallah, one day will be free. From the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. Free, free. Free, free. Free, free. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, time for the first speaker, guys. I want you to give a big round of applause, a Bradford round of applause though, because I know there's people from other cities, but you're in our city today, you're part of us, you're our brothers and sisters. So give a round of applause to Rachel from the NEU.
here in Bradford. The NEU is the National Education Union.
العربية في قلب الجنين مكتوبة فلسطين مرفوع الجبين بطن أمه شهيد فلسطين عربي عربية القبلة الأولى والقضية العربية بصدورنا البنادق وعيوننا عليك وبيوتنا خنادق.
Can I just ask the speakers only that are on my list to come forward? The speakers that are speaking that are on my list to come forward only, please, guys. Danish. Go live. Let's keep the momentum going, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. From the rivers to the sea. From the rivers to the sea. Free, free. 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 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. From the rivers to the sea. Free, free.
بصدورنا البنادق وعيوننا عليك وبيوتنا خنادق وارواحنا تفديك.
So is Rachel here? Is that you? No, no, Belen Aja. Alright, let Rachel speak and then you go on after that. Okay, let me call you on.
You calling me?
Yeah. Right, guys. We've got a quick list to get through of all the speakers. All the speakers have been told they've only got 2 minutes to speak. So we don't want to take too long of your time. Alhamdulillah, the march was brilliant. You all did well. So I'm going to invite the host of tonight's event onto the stage. Guys, give it up for our comrade, our activist, Mujahid Hussein. Guys, give it up for Mujahid.
عظمنا جبال لا نركع لسافل لا نهاب اعتقال. فلسطين عربي عربية القبلة الأولى والقضية العربية في قلب
Assalamu alaikum, Bradford. Peace be upon you all. Right, that's the first I've heard. My name's Mujahid. Come on, chat. My name's Mujtaba, aka Muj. Come on, man. I've had all sorts today, different names, but I don't mind. Just call me Muj, guys. Thank you for all attending Bradford's biggest march in solidarity with the people of Palestine. Today, we plan to make history in Bradford and make a statement that Bradford stands with the people of Palestine. Bradford, make some noise! Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! From the river to the sea!
مرفوع الجبين بطن أمه شهيد.
Guys, we're live on AR Media. If any of the speakers don't want to be recorded on a live, just let us know and we'll flip the camera. Bradford, why I ask you to make noise today is because we are the people of Bradford, and in Bradford, we are not afraid of making noise, and we are not afraid of speaking up and being the voice for the voiceless. Bradford, Rishi Sunak said that we are all idiots. Do we look like idiots? Look around you. No. Rishi Sunak said from the river to the sea. Nah, they're idiots for saying that. Idiot is the man who supports the genocide. Idiot is the man who supports to shout, from the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! This is a message to the people of Bradford, to the people of Leeds, to the people of Huddersfield, Manchester, London, Birmingham. We do not stand by Rishi Sunak. We do not stand by his claim that we are idiots. And I urge you all on every march from the top of your chest, shout from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. This means from the Jordanian River to the Mediterranean Sea, the occupied lands, inshallah, one day will be free. From the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. Free, free. Free, free. Free, free. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, time for the first speaker, guys. I want you to give a big round of applause, a Bradford round of applause though, because I know there's people from other cities, but you're in our city today, you're part of us, you're our brothers and sisters. So give a round of applause to Rachel from the NEU.
Here in Bradford, the NEU is the National Education Union, and we stand firm with Palestine today. When thinking of what to say today, to be honest, I found it a little bit hard. As someone who talks a lot for my job, this is quite unusual. But this whole situation can easily leave us speechless. Speechless at the loss of life, of all precious lives, not just women and children as the media would have us believe. I'm left speechless that the injustice has been left to continue for so many years, that Palestinian people have to fight so hard for what so many of us take for granted. I'm left speechless that when we take to the streets to demand peace, we're labelled as hate marchers and racists. I'm left speechless that our government and the opposition stand by and watch, many supporting the Israeli state without question. They are complicit in war crimes and they are complicit in deaths. There's many people who say that what's happening in Gaza is not an education issue and that teachers should not speak about it in school. I disagree. It's absolutely an education issue. Maybe if the decision makers in our government had a good state education where they learned values and developed an understanding of empathy and human rights at a young age, like the children in my Year 1 class do, we wouldn't be in this situation. How can I go about my normal teaching when elsewhere children have been denied an education, or worse, murdered on the way to school? What lesson are we teaching our own children if we stand by and watch? The government want teachers and schools to be speechless and to stay neutral on political issues. This isn't just a political issue, it's a humanitarian issue. They give this edict without thought to the humanitarian issues. Desmond Tutu said, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you've chosen the side of the oppressor. I, for one, will not be left speechless by a false order to be neutral. When the government dictate what is neutral, it's not neutral at all. It fulfills whatever agenda they've got going on. I will not be left speechless. Teachers in Bradford will not be left speechless. Our PHSE curriculum teaches children to stand up for injustice, and there has been no greater pride for me as a teacher over the last few months than seeing children, maybe some that are here today, writing to their head teachers asking for non-uniform days to fundraise. Students at my school doing a bake sale off their own back to raise money, and even children who used to be in my Year 6 class getting up on stage and speaking to crowds like you. The children are leading and us teachers have to follow. Despite threats sometimes from senior management of discipline for not remaining neutral, members of the National Education Union have been building a presence at rallies like this, campaigning events and local activities to continue to ensure that Palestine is talked about and not forgotten. More and more teachers are having the confidence to speak out. We all need to speak out, not just here where everybody probably already agrees, but everywhere, in our workplaces, with our neighbours, our communities, everywhere. We will not let the government speak for us. We will not be speechless. We stand with Palestine. Thank you.
A big round of applause for Rachel. I'm a fall off this today. Right. So in education, remember Ukraine? People were prompted to speak about Ukraine. There was fundraisers going on. There was all sorts going on in schools. What's so different about Palestine? There's a genocide going on, and we call the schools a place of academia where they teach the children the right side of history, but they're forbidding our teachers from speaking out. I urge, if any of you are teachers, don't fear the school system. Stand up and make history. It's going to take a movement. I urge you all to make a difference and be on the right side of history. Next speaker I'm going to be calling is Ludi from Jews Against Genocide. A round of applause for Ludi.
Is this on? You can hear me? Great. Keep it to 2 minutes, he said. I had so much to say. I am one of the very many Jews who are against the occupation. Yesterday was Holocaust Memorial Day. Last week, Saturday in Leeds, 2 young Muslim women came up to me and said, is there a Holocaust remembrance event locally we would like to attend? I took that as an expression of a deep need to give solidarity to all those oppressed, and was very impressed. There was an event in Leeds, but it was already full up. I expect those 2 women are here. They were from Bradford. There was in Leeds, but it was already full up. There wasn't one in Bradford, and maybe today can act as a remembrance of the Holocaust too. There was a lot I was going to say, but I will not say much. The Nazis did not represent Germans. The Israeli government does not represent Israeli people, let alone all Jews. Not in my name. We must say never again to a Holocaust. That's why genocide is recognized as an international crime. That's why we say never again, and also not now. It's why I see mass murder in Gaza and say not in my name. In the midst of our grief for the tens of thousands of human lives already lost in Gaza, for the million whose people, whose homes, whose schools, whose hospitals have been destroyed, we're told that these steps are necessary for Israel's security. What an awful lie. What an inhuman claim that the security of one people must involve the elimination of another. Let me be clear that anti-Semitism is prejudice against Jews as Jews, and it's a racism as destructive and nasty as any other racism. But when we condemn Israel's apartheid, we here are much better than that. We don't condemn things because they're decided by Jews. We do not condemn Israel's people. We name what is wrong: apartheid and discrimination, settler colonialism, murder and genocide. In Yorkshire, there are organisations of Jews against the occupation, the Israeli occupation. We'll soon publish a letter, not in our name, seeking signatures from other Jews. So if there are people within the crowd who would be able to sign that, then come and see me. I am proud to stand in this square of friendship and humanity. We're not hateful, us here. We seek justice and an end to hate. Free, free.
Wow, wow, wow. Beautiful words. Nazis did not represent the Germans, and Israel does not represent the Jews. We stand by the people of Palestine. The Jews stand by the people of Palestine. The Christians stand by the people of Palestine. Muslims, believers, non-believers, everybody is on the right side of history. A round of applause for the communities that came out. Look around you. It's not about race. It's not about religion. It's about having a heart, and you are the people who have empathy, and you are the people who are on the right side of history. Free, free! Free, free! From the river to the sea! From the river to the sea! Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry! Gaza, Gaza, don't you cry! 1, 2, 3, 4! 5, 6, 7, 8! Next person I'm going to introduce is quite upsetting actually, because last time I was hosting with this guy and today he's not hosting with me, and I've lacked a bit of confidence today. At the start I said, come on, miss your next event and host with me, but it was like, no, you gotta do it. Nice, that's the truth. I don't need to give a big detailed explanation of who this man is. You've seen him for yourself. You've seen what he's done in the community. You've seen what he's done for the youth. A big round of applause for the man of everyone's heart, Muhammad Ali Islam.
على عهدي على ديني على أرض تلاقيني أنا لأهلي أنا فديهم أنا دمي فلسطيني 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 أنا دمي فلسطيني.
Do you stand on the side of humanity? Do you stand on the side of humanity? Do you stand on the side of justice? Do you stand on the side with the Palestinians? Then if you stand with the Palestinians, then you must chant from the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. There are those out there that say, those who chant from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, are fools. There are those out there that say that those who chant this slogan are idiots. But let me make this clear, that the idiot is one who went on live television, on ITV, gets asked that if an innocent Palestinian with a white flag, a flag of peace, a flag of hope, a flag of surrender, is complicit, is against war crimes, then that is what an idiot is. Let me rephrase that. An idiot is one who, when he's on live TV, is asked that if this is an act of war crime, killing an innocent civilian who has a white flag, that is an idiot who says that this is not a war crime. That is an idiot who says that this is not a genocide, because we know the opposite. Many of you may know, many of you may have seen, I made a public announcement yesterday. I gave a public invitation to our Labour councillors and our Labour candidates. Why? Why did I do this? Why did I give a public invitation? Because I wanted to prove you a point. I wanted to prove every single one of you here today a point that those who are complicit to genocide are those that stand for the Labour Party, because we all know that that party is complicit in war crimes, and it has shown that not one of them has turned up today. Not one of them has proven that they are on the right side of history. But behind us, the Palestinian flag is strapped against the wall of this building. Let me make this clear, that a flag as beautiful as the Palestinian flag should not be strapped against the wall. It should be raised up there, raised on the town hall, to make it clear that we as Bradford residents stand with those who are suffering. And the same way that the lights and the colours of Ukraine were shown against this building is the same way that our Labour-run council should have the lights and the colours of the Palestinian flag to stand against those who are going through oppression. Don't vote. A great man once said that he had a dream. He said he had a dream And in no way, shape or form am I equivalent to this great man. And I certainly did not have a dream. But let me tell you what I do have. I have a vision. And that vision is one day Palestine will be free. And that vision is one day Palestine will be free. That vision is one day Palestine will prevail. Palestine will be on the right side of history. And every single one of you here today will stand on the right side of history. Please do not stop. Do not stop boycotting. Do not stop protesting, because every single thing you guys are doing are working. The boycotts are working. The protesting is working. Holding them to account is working. We have seen the impact it has had with Starbucks. We have seen the impact it has had with McDonald's. Do not stop. Do not despair. Do not be afraid. Speak up. Speak your heart. Speak your mind. And shout from the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. It is not every day that the world gives you an opportunity. Today we are blessed because we have the opportunity to speak up. Those Palestinians are being tested with bombs. Our beloved Palestinians are being tested with missiles. We and every single one of us in here are being tested with our outcome. We are being tested with the way we react to what's going on. And I can see around me today, the hundreds, the thousands that have marched in solidarity have done the right thing, and they have done what is duty upon them, and they have stood on the right side of history. Thank you all, and remember, Palestine will be free, inshallah.
Come on, Bradford. There were some wise words from a young man called Muhammad Ali Islam. Make some noise for Muhammad Ali Islam. Do you know what? When he made that video, I said to him, Ali, I think the Labour are actually going to come once and for all. And when he said they're not here, I had to get up and look around. Where is Labour? Where are they? Shame on them! 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 Who has the audacity to stand by someone who wants the people of the world to be dead, who supports the genocide? How? How can you stand by someone like that? Don't these men and women have hearts? Don't they have children of their own? And I'll tell you, if they were suffering, they'd be looking out at the world and they'd be having hopes. Oh, people of Bradford, oh, people of England, oh, people of America, USA, speak out. But our leaders today, what are they doing? It's all about this, and it's not about that. It's not a... Oh. Right, before... wait. Before there used to be a book called Where's Wally? Now the book's been converted to Where's Nasha? Because we can't find it, can we? Right? Next speaker. We're not here for Nashad anyway, so let's get that out of it. It'll kill the mood. Right, next speaker I'm going to be introducing is from Health Workers for Palestine, Dr. Shabina and Dr. Muhammad Al-Ashkar, who's a pediatric orthopedic, and he has relations and he has family in Gaza and the West Bank. A round of applause for our healthcare workers.
على عهدي على ديني على أرض تلاقيني أنا لأهلي أنا فديهم أنا دمي فلسطيني 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 أنا دمي فلسطيني.
Thank you, Bradford. I'm Shabina Sultan. I'm one of those useful idiots. I can't speak with the passion that our previous speakers have spoken. I'm going to speak to the silent ones. I don't need to speak to you and tell you what you need to do. You're here. I want you to go away and tell your friends, your families, and your colleagues this message. This isn't for you. I know you're here, you're supporting the cause, but this is for the health workers, the doctors, the nurses, the pharmacists, the opticians, the students out there. Why are they silent? Why are they not here? We should have a bigger crowd than this representing Palestine and speaking out. It's unacceptable, but thank you for all. I've been a consultant for 15 years and a doctor for 30 years. For those that don't know, it takes 5 years to train a doctor at medical school and then a further 10 years to train a specialist. Same again for a GP, 5 years at medical school and then 6 years to train as a specialist. Imagine 375 healthcare workers that have been killed. Imagine the healthcare system there. The death, destruction, devastation has continued despite the International Court of Justice ruling. 70 doctors, 28 dentists, 110 nurses, 39 pharmacists, 29 medical and dental students, and the list goes on. And yet our institutions tell us we mustn't speak out. This is a political issue. This isn't a political issue. This is an issue of humanity. We need to speak out. Tell your colleagues, your friends out there, that we cannot remain silent. Being silent is being complicit. Being silent is being violent. There have been over 25,000 that have been killed out, 25,000 people that have been killed out there. 70% of these are women and children. Me and Dr. Mohammed Al-Ashkar are part of the Health Worker for Palestine group. This group was founded by Palestinian doctors who lost friends and family in Gaza. Please do look out for them on social media, follow them, support them. As a group, we're actively trying to write to our MPs, our medical organisations, and I'd like you to ask your friends and families to do the same. I'm going to ask Dr. Al-Shakar to share his story, and then I'd like another few minutes of your time, please.
Thank you very much, Shabina. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Assalamu alaikum, Bradford. I'm from Palestine, but I've been living here for a few years now, and I've always been very impressed by the solidarity that everyone in Bradford and Batley gives to Palestine. I feel at home when I go to any shop and any restaurant, see the flag, see that it's iron brew that you're serving and not Coke. I'm really grateful to everybody in Bradford. I love this city. I've been asked by Dr. Shabina to just speak a little personally as a doctor working here who's from Palestine. I have family in the West Bank, I have family in Gaza. And honestly, I'm just going to keep this as brief as possible and personal because you all know all the stats, you know all the news. Essentially, for the last 3 months, I've been living a double life. I'm sure many of you could relate. I come to work every day and I have to put on a smile. I have to be professional. I can't dump my feelings on my patients. As soon as I leave work, it's just heaviness the whole time. Checking the news, checking on family, finding out who's been affected, who's not been affected. A few weeks ago, 3 of my cousins were taken hostage by the Israeli army. Their shops smashed, they stole all their cash, they took them, and they only let them out after they extorted money from them. This is happening in the West Bank. In Gaza, we know several families related to my cousins who have been killed by bombs. We're talking grandma, grandpa, parents, and children. So this is something we're living in. In my WhatsApp groups with my family, it's always very difficult. And yet every day I come to work. And I come to work as an orthopedic surgeon here, and I can't be an orthopedic surgeon there. I come to work treating trauma here. I come to work treating children who have had injuries, doing operations to fix their broken bones. These children come to work every single day, and they come with stories such as jumping on a trampoline, being at a birthday party, falling off a bouncy castle. These are the stories of how children are supposed to have injuries. It's very unfortunate when any child has an injury that needs an operation. But yet, I'm looking at these children and their families, and all I could think about often is how the children in Gaza are coming to the hospitals every day with limbs blown off, with big gaping wounds from bombardment, from bombs. Their house is being destroyed. This is not normal. It is not normal for a doctor to see a child with his legs amputated because of Israeli bombs in the so-called self-defense. This is contrasted with my work every day here. Every day, the kids that I treat, they come to hospital and they're greeted by smiling nurses. They're in a comfortable bed. They're brought by an ambulance on a safe road. Whereas the children in Palestine, many of them are carried by their parents and walk miles because there are no ambulances, because most of them have been targeted and bombed by the Israeli genocide forces. Shame on Israel. Many of the children have to be dug out of the rubble by their own parents and neighbors because the paramedics and the rescue services are blocked, roads are blocked, they are bombed, they are targeted. It is genocide. Many of these children come to the hospital, they are treated on the floors because there's not enough beds. Why are there not enough beds? Most of the hospitals are out of order. Most of them have been shut down, cannot work because the Israeli forces have raided them, have slandered them. They lie about them as being supposed military bases. They cut off their fuel. They bombard them, they bomb them. And these children are now left in fewer and fewer hospitals, if they're able to get to them, treated on the floors without anesthetic often, because why? Israel has blocked all access to medicine, food, water to get in, and they don't call this a genocide? Shame on Israel. Shame on our government here in the UK that is supporting this. Every day at work, when I'm operating on a child, if the child with his injury, if he so much as twitches because of the incision I'm making, the whole team pauses. The scrub nurses, the anesthetists get involved. The anesthetist gives them medicine, gives them painkillers, gives them sedation, makes sure they're comfortable. This is what parents expect for their children. This is what we take for granted living here in the UK. This is what every parent everywhere in the world takes for granted, and yet it is being denied from the children of Gaza. The parents have to hold their children while they scream in pain, while their wounds are being dressed or stitched, or while their legs are being amputated. The videos are out there. It's for all to see. The ICJ had an abundance of evidence, all recorded for the world to see. We are all witnesses to this genocide of children. And I come to work every day and I put on a smile and I act like things are okay because I don't want to upset my patients and my families that I'm treating. And every day I come home and this is what I see and it breaks me inside. I'm not going to take more of your time. I hope this will give you some ammunition of what Palestinians are going through, what we're discussing in our family groups on WhatsApp, what we're seeing, what our family is sending us every day. Is so-and-so okay? Is so-and-so here? Is so-and-so there? I'm just going to end this with something. I completely didn't read what I wrote, by the way. Rishi Sunak, if you take this treatment for granted for your own children, this wonderful NHS treatment here, how can you stand there smiling, a useful idiot for the Zionist lobby? Rishi Sunak is the useful idiot for the Zionist lobby. Where did he give that speech about useful idiots? At the Conservative Friends of Israel. Shame. Anyways, if you had a shred of humanity, and if you consider other people's children human like your own, you would stop this. We're here showing the world that we demand a stop to this madness. We call upon people who have power to stop it, and that means our government needs to stop being complicit in genocide. This has been going on for years. It did not start on October 7th. I'm going to end this with a poem I wrote 20 years ago, because this has been going on since then, with the murder of children protesting in the Second Intifada. This is called Steadfast Trees. Our people in Palestine are steadfast. O suppliers of anointing oil that sprouted forth from holy soil, giving life between white and dead seas, you have been steadfast over the centuries. O most ancient yet verdant trees, occupying the world's antiquities, you've watched civilizations come and go, some with relief, others great sorrow. O bearers of the land's blessed fruit, beware the conspiracy that's to uproot you from your ancestral home, from under the shade of the golden dome. O evergreen olives of Palestine, with its history your branches intertwine. To your right to the fulfilling soil you must hold firm, or a day shall beset us where we shall mourn your replacement with the awful thorn. Assalamu alaikum.
Let's make some noise, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. From the rivers to the sea. Free, 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 free.
From 36 hospitals in Gaza to 0 now. The healthcare workers, they were protecting the people of Gaza. They were implicit to any harm towards these people, but protecting the children, the mothers and fathers. So why am I reading? The paramedics, nurses, doctors in Gaza have been kidnapped. What was their relation with Hamas? What harm were they causing to the people? This is, I can't say much about it because we wouldn't expect something like this to happen. It's just a shame the world has came to such disgusting matters. Next speaker, I'm going to be introducing. Oh. I'll finish off. Okay. Right. I'm going to give back to Dr. Shabina. Sorry.
I'm hogging the stage. I want to hog the stage because the speakers are speaking out to the people here, but what about our institutions? I want to speak to Rishi Sunak. I want the message out there to the institutions that these are the useful idiots that are working in our hospitals. I am the useless idiot that's working in their hospital. We go into work day in, day out. I want to ask why our institutions are silent. I've been asked not to speak at the hospital, but I just want to say, please go back and speak to the schools, the universities. There's a genuine fear in the workplace, and we must listen, make space for empathy, with consideration, and condemn hate in all its form. It's intolerable and has no place in society. Here there are Christians, there's Jews, there's Muslims. We are working together for humanity. We need our institutions to do the same. For those doctors here, please go on to the BMA website, support the 2 doctors that have spoken out, made a statement and spoken out as a union. There's also a health workers petition for the Nobel Peace Prize. There's a QR code, please sign that. The health workers have stood in those hospitals right to the end, protecting their patients. We need to stand up for them. Sorry, thank you. I just wanted to say enough is enough. It's our duty as citizens to stand up, speak up, protest, write to our MPs, tell your friends and families to do the same. Ask them what have they done to stop this genocide. It's our duty after 110 days to do more. We need to boycott, we need to protest, we need to speak to our organisations, to our banks. Boycott the big banks, understand they are feeding the war. Speak to your families. Please support the healthcare workers. And lastly, I just want to say, one struggle, one fight. One struggle, one fight.
A round of applause for Dr. Shabina. Right, next speaker I'm going to be introducing is Lubna from UCU Union. Explain what UCU is.
Hello, Bradford. Greetings from Bradford College, UCU. My name's Lubna. I'm a lecturer up at Bradford College, just there. And I'm also the branch secretary of what's called the University Union, Union for Universities and Colleges. What is our UCU called? I've forgotten now. Yeah, that's it. Universities and College Union. It's been one of those days. I'm here today in solidarity with the people of Gaza, West Bank, and all the other Palestinians oppressed by the apartheid Israeli state. This isn't the first time that we have taken our banner to these demonstrations, and it won't be the last, so long as the Israeli state continues its genocidal and murderous campaign. As a trade unionist and as an educator, I'm here today to stand with Palestine. We are all about solidarity, but this isn't limited to just one workplace or even one nation. We live in an economy and world political system where war is profitable for this government and its economy. When bombs are raining down and people are having their lives destroyed, with the full complicity of our own government, it's our duty to stand up and fight that government. Our government's complicity doesn't arise just because they are cruel or they are ignorant. Their complicity is based on the fact that they have a real economic interest in maintaining exploitation and continuing to oppress in other countries. Something we've all witnessed in history, and it continues today. Suppliers of warfare and defense stocks, companies providing aircraft, energy, oil, manufacturers of products such as food, water, and medicine. They all result in high profits and revenues for the political system and its economy. Why is there no call for a ceasefire from our government? Why would there be? Profits are at all-time surplus for the complicit government and its investing partners. Why then would this government call an end to the genocidal war? This government will rather spend public money to safeguard maritime trading in sea waters where they have no jurisdiction of their own, to protect metal containers full of tradable goods than protect human life. Let's look closely at the home front. Jobs being slashed, vital services being slashed, rising costs of living crisis with no sustainable solutions. Children in poverty, homelessness, destitute living standards for the poorest. At the end of the day, it's all the same fight. The only difference is there is unacceptable murder and bloodshed in Gaza. And to put the cherry on top, even the ICJ fell short of calling an immediate ceasefire despicable. The rule of law does not apply to the apartheid state of Israel, but the power of people will not be enslaved by the cowardice. At Bradford College in November, our branch passed a motion for Palestine solidarity. That was an overwhelming resolution which committed our branch and our members to support the struggle of the people of Palestine by raising money for the medical aid for Palestinians, taking our branch banner to demonstrations at every opportunity and pursuing boycott, disinvestment and sanctions campaigns and opposing attempts to restrict solidarity work, whether at government level or college level. Many of our students at Bradford College are well aware that something is amiss. They know they are being lied to by the media and the government, and they want answers. So what do we do as teachers? If as teachers we go along with this, what will our students think of us if we stay in silence? They'd consider us a bunch of hypocrites. Only 2 years ago, when the Ukraine war began, the college was festooned with yellow and blue flags, and teachers were encouraged to support student fundraising activities. As teachers, we have to reject this conspiracy of silence. As role models, we have a duty to give young people access to truth. Just a minute, please. This is the important bit. We need to fight to get the real history of Palestine and the Middle East onto the college curriculum. We need to facilitate discussion spaces where students can raise questions and develop a critical understanding of world events. Not only this, as trade unionists, we have a duty to exercise our democratic rights and protest about the genocide in Gaza. We also need to show our students that they possess these rights too. At Bradford College, we're trying our best to do this. Following that Palestine motion, we held 2 lunchtime rallies, the first of which was on the United Nations International Day for Palestine People on 29th November. Our students took their own independent initiative to hold a fundraiser for Palestine. Guess what happened? A member of the executive came to visit their stall. Moments later, a management member comes along and tells them to take the flag down, to remove anything that was Palestine. Then after that, we had another workplace action day on 6th of December. We then get a letter from our union gets a letter from the CEO labeling our protest anti-Semitic and accusing us of harassment. This is not an isolated anomaly. It's happening up and down the country in schools, colleges and workplaces. So how do our students and trade unions respond to attacks like these? We do not back down. Freedom for Palestine, cease fire now.
Palestine, long live Gaza, Palestine, Ramallah, West Bank, Gaza. This is for the child that is searching for an answer. Wish I could take your tears and replace them with laughter. Long live Palestine. While we listen to tunes made by ignorant fools.
Dr. Bushra, can you come forward, Dr. Bushra?
Bring in the troops and you won't even glimpse of the news. They make money off the products that we're quick to consume. And it's not simply a question of differing views. Forget emotions, this is facts. What I spit is the truth. Makes no difference if you're a Christian or if you're a Jew. They're just people living in different conditions to you. They still die when you bomb their schools, mosques and hospitals. It's not.
Thank you for attending today's demonstration, Bradford. Thank you for coming out in your numbers, and thank you for showing the Palestinian people that you care. My name is Bushra, and I'm a Palestinian British from Bradford. My heart is in Palestine, but my body is here. My family is in Palestine, but you are also my family here. And I know that a family stands together, so thank you for standing with my family. Today, we've already heard from a lot of the speakers some things that I was moved to tears, especially by Dr. Ahmed, is it Abu Shakra? Where is he gone? Where is he? Oh, he's had to go. But I heard him speak, and I was really moved to tears from the stories that he shared. Because we come out here and when we think about the big things, the institutional things, we forget people's stories. And I'm going to share with you one of the stories that should be etched in every one of our memories. This boy's story, his name is Atiyah. Atiyah al-Nabbahin. The year is 2014. He's celebrating his 15th birthday. And I want you to think about what you were doing on your 15th birthday, or what your children were doing on their 15th birthday. I want you to think of the hopes and dreams and the celebrations that they may have been engaged in on that day. Atiyah was walking home from his school in Gaza when an Israeli soldier shot him in the neck. He was unarmed and he was on his own property, the backyard of his own house, their own plot of land. He was a child. It was in a time of status quo. Israel had breached a ceasefire and shot him. We're not talking about a time of an aggression. The child's lawyers, in a desperate and vain attempt to bring justice to the family, represented Atiyah in the Israeli racist apartheid courts, knowing that the judge and the executioner are from the Israeli side, meaning that there was really no hope, but they had to try. The court case was rejected, meaning the Israelis decided that there was justification for shooting the boy. They felt that the boy, despite his age, despite the fact that he was on his own land, and despite the fact that he was unarmed, meant that he was a threat. So last summer, now we're in 2023, last summer, there was another episode of an appeal which was rejected. So Atiyah Nabbahin then had to live with his paralysis, his injury, over the last 9 to 10 years. On the 8th of October, Atiyah Nabbahin's house was bombed. Atiyah, having survived 5 aggressions on Gaza, in 2014 being paralyzed, and every other year since then, living through occupation, siege, bombing, survived miraculously for 5 aggressions on Gaza. In 2023, he met his end. This is not a normal thing to do. A 15-year-old being shot in the neck to paralyze him for life. And a very short life that he lived. He died at the age of 24. I want you to think about what you would have been doing at the age of 24. Fulfilling your careers. You may have finished university, you might have started a job. 24. Your life is stolen from you. Nabbahin, the whole family was killed, not just Atiyah. Atiyah was 24. Hadil was 25. Ula was 26. Arij was 9. Muhammad was 8. Adam was 7. Qais was 2. Kinan was 7. Rayyan was 5. Maryam was 2.5. Jamal was 7. Muhammad Jafar was 15. And Rahaf was 16. 12 family members of the Nabbahin family wiped out in one strike. What was their fault? What did they do? What is it that they committed that was so heinous that it caused Israel, in what they claim to be self-defense, to wipe out the entire family in one strike? This is one story, and there are many, many stories like it. And I want you to know that this is not the only story, and this is not the only way Palestinians live. It's not just the constant threat of bombardment, being shot by snipers. It's not just the constant threat of occupation and what that brings. It's not just siege that kills people. Palestinians are abducted in night raids. Imagine being safe at home at night and Israeli soldiers raiding your house and taking your children hostage, taking your children prisoner. In what law is that acceptable? So I want to end on this. I want you to know that you've come out today and you are moved to come out today, and I am very grateful, and Palestinians across the world and especially in Gaza are very grateful. But the Palestinians in Gaza know that even if a ceasefire is called tomorrow, the beautiful people of Bradford will not relent. They will not yield until the entire Palestine, from the river to the sea, is free, until our right of return is actualized. That means the villages and the towns that were ethnically cleansed all the way 75 years ago, we have the right to go back to Haifa, we have the right to go back to Nasirah, we have the right to go back to Jerusalem, and we will return.
Let's give it up for the sister, guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Guys, I just want to say to the speakers, guys, please keep to 2 minutes because we've got a lot of speakers to get through, and the guy who's doing the PA system, he's got a next event that he needs to get to, so we need to stick to the timings. So please make sure that we stick to 2 minutes. Moj, back to you.
Next speaker I'm going to be introducing is John Baruch from the TUC. A round of applause for John.
Hello everybody, my name is John Baruch. I'm speaking on behalf of the Bradford and Shipley Trades Union Council. The reason we're here is we want to win. And we've seen from people like South Africa how to win. It was South Africa that led the way in taking the Israelis to the International Court. It was South Africa who led the way in getting the boycott of South Africa that forced the whites to talk to the black people in South Africa and ended apartheid. The Bradford Trades Council calls on people to make sure you join your trade unions. Make sure that the trade unions push the companies to start boycotting all the things from Israel. The Bradford Trades Council will be launching a leaflet in which every house can put up saying this house boycotts everything Israeli. We want to get in every house in Bradford. We want to get it in every business in Bradford. This business boycotts everything Israeli. And we want to inspire all the other cities in the UK and internationally to do the same. That is the lead that South Africa gave us as how to win, is a boycott so that nothing, Israeli planes can fly nowhere because nowhere will let them land. Israeli ships can't go anywhere and nobody buys any Israeli goods. South Africa has shown the way. what we need to do is take the leaflets. We also call on people to join their trade union and raise these issues in the trade union. Let us see that 75 years of apartheid in Israel against the Palestinians will end in our lifetimes. We need to boycott now. Thank you.
Danish.
على عهدي على ديني على أرض تلاقيني أنا لأهلي أنا فديهم أنا دمي فلسطيني 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 أنا دمي فلسطيني على أرض تلاقيني أنا لأهلي أنا فديهم والله أنا دمي فلسطيني فلسطيني.
Right, guys, next up we've got John Thornton, who's come all the way from Leeds, and he's from the Leeds PSC, guys.
Hi everyone, what a fantastic march. I grew up in Bradford and it was fantastic to march through its streets for Palestine. The pressure keeps rising on Israel, doesn't it? And at every stage we are revealing the weakness of Israel and its backers. On the 7th of October, the Palestinians broke out of their open-air prison and took the occupying forces completely by surprise, bringing millions of us out onto the streets in support. In Yemen, a people bombarded for 10 years by Saudi Arabia and Britain managed to blockade the Red Sea. They exposed the powerlessness of US and Britain, and they show no signs of stopping. And here at home, when 800,000 of us defied Suella Braverman and marched in London, we ripped a hole right through the heart of this government and through the Labour Party too. We got rid of Braverman, didn't we? And Labour councillors continue to resign and join our side. We've got the Zionists on the back foot and we've exposed the truth. We said this wasn't a religious war between Muslims and Jewish people, that this was about imperialist control and theft of land and money. And we were proved right when Britain and the US acted immediately to protect their pockets, bombing the brave Houthis in Yemen as soon as they started to blockade the Red Sea. Shame! In fact, just hours after oil company BP had to divert its ships, Rishi Sunak suddenly started calling for de-escalation in Palestine. Lives don't matter to our rulers, only profits do. We've said from the beginning as well that this was a genocide, and we have been vindicated by an overwhelming first vote at the ICJ. They will start their investigation into Israel for the crime of genocide. And we have also always called for a free Palestine from the river to the sea. People have said already Sunak called us as useful idiots, but there's an end to that quote as well. He said they're either useful idiots or they're calling for the destruction of Israel. Well, I am calling for the destruction of Israel. I am calling for the destruction of an apartheid state that is committing a genocide in front of this world. We must stop it. We were proved right as well when Netanyahu said he would never accept a two-state solution, which means the only solution is a single state of Palestine, with full right of return for every Palestinian. In that destroyed Israel state, I want to build a free state of Palestine with democratic rights for every single person in it. The Zionists and our rulers are getting desperate, and they're throwing everything at us. Threats of mass arrests, attacks in the media calling us terrorists and anti-Semites, and passing the anti-boycott bill to try and shut down our movement. But will we let that stop us? We have our rulers on the back foot, but it is crucial that we keep applying pressure from below. The Palestinians continue to resist, and we have a duty to support them. Britain is at the centre of Western imperialism. We have armed Israel for decades, and the repressive Arab leaders too, who refuse to support Palestine. Yeah, 2 seconds. But we've also made Britain the centre of a global resistance. We continue to have some of the largest marches in the world. We must now bring our trade unions into this movement. We've heard from some of them today. We need to bring them into the National Day of Action on the 7th of February to hit our rulers in their pockets by bringing our workplaces and our institutions to a halt. If we do this, we can break the back of this appalling system and build a better world, a world of peace that starts with a free Palestine.
Danish. Free, 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 free. 1, 2, 3, 4.
You won't even glimpse of the news. They make
5,
money
6,
off the
7,
product
8.
quick to consume, and it's not simple.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Forget emotions, this is facts. What I
5,
say is the
6,
truth.
7,
There's no
8.
difference if you're a Christian or if you're a Jew. They're just people living in different conditions to you. They still die when you bomb their schools, mosques and hospitals. It's not because of rockets, please God, can you stop this all? I'm not related to the strangers on the TV, but I relate, cause those strangers could have been me. Words could never ever explain the raw tragedy. It's not a war, they're just murdering more rapidly, and we are automatically supporting pure savagery. Imagine how you feel if this was your family. Sing it with me now.
Free, free,
Palestine,
free, free,
Palestine,
free, free.
Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine, free Palestine.
Palestine remains in my heart forever.
Perfect timing. They are trying to shut us down because one thing I want to mention is usually I'm very supportive of the police's support and how they support these marches, etc. But for the first time, I'm actually shocked that they got us all to march on a footpath. We could have done that on a normal day. And then it took a lot of effort to get back on the road because we got permission for the roads. And then what happened was we were doing smoke grenades and the police seen us light it up and nobody mentioned that it's a crime apparently. I've done it before where I've asked the sergeants and they've been like, yeah, do them, it's okay. They haven't had an issue. But for the first time, it's came to my attention that it's against the law to do a smoke grenade. What's it coming to? Yeah, not all of them though. There are some that I like, some that I question, like, are you confused? Next speaker I'm going to introduce is a legend from many, many years before, has returned, and he goes by the name David Ward.
على عهدي على ديني على أرض تلاقيني.
Thank you very much. And if you think I've got a funny hat on, you see my haircut. I just want to say a few words, and I'll try to get through it quite quickly. I don't know, I guess most of you are knowledgeable and will know David Ben-Gurion, who was the first, I believe, president of the newly created state of Israel. He was the person who said the Nakba was a failure because we didn't get rid of all of them. That was what he said. It was a failure because we didn't get rid of all of them. What he also said that it was not too bad, too much of a failure, because the old will die and the young will forget. I was a member of Parliament and in House of Commons, and I'll never forget it. We had a big meeting there in support of Palestine, and I'd had a bad day. I was upset and I was disappointed and depressed at the fact that we weren't making more progress. And I think I said something along the lines of, you know, I feel down that we're losing this, we're not going to win. And a young man shamed me, a young Palestinian stood up, and he says, I have to tell you, he says, we're not losing because we haven't forgotten. And we will never forget. And I think that's the message that we're sending out that across the world, because this is something that when I've been to Gaza and I've been to Palestine, West Bank, and I've been to Gaza, and I've spoken to the people there, and they say, do they know about what's going on? And this was before the latest awful murdering that's going on. They said, do they know about us? Do they care about us? And it's great to be able to say to them, yes, I can. The people of Bradford do know about you and do care about you. What we have to do, and I somewhat take a different view to the idea of Israel. Israel will continue as a state. It is about international law. Theodor Herzl, the founder of Zionism. And don't forget, it is not Jews that are the enemy, it's Zionism that is the enemy. Some of the bravest and hardiest, over the years, hardiest opposition to Zionism has come from Jews, including in South Africa. But we must abide by international law, and that's where the pressure must come, and thank goodness that South Africa has come along and taken the action it has. The United Nations, love it or loathe it, and many loathe it, believes in the creation of a state of Israel. But what you cannot do is take one part of international law, which is what the Israelis do, and ignore the other part of the international law, which says how must you must treat other people. Zionism is the enemy. Don't forget, David Ben-Gurion and many other Israeli leaders were terrorists. When my uncle, as an 18-year-old boy in 1945, went as a para as part of a peacekeeping force to what was then the newly created, soon to be created Israel, it were people like Ben-Gurion and others soon to become leaders of Israel who were terrorists. It was created, the state of Israel was created through terrorism. And it's somewhat rich for now people like Netanyahu, a terrorist himself, to be saying that the international community should consider genocide, and it is no less than that, because of terrorist action, when so many leaders of the terrorist state of Israel were themselves terrorists. I'm proud of Bradford. I'm proud we're making a contribution. Yes, London is fantastic, and if you can go to these marches, it's wonderful. But we need to show to the people of Gaza, and they will hear about this, that Bradford cares as well. Thank you for turning out.
Thank you very much to David Ward there, guys. Next up, I'm going to be very quick, and I'm going to call Caroline on the stage, and she's from the Unite Union. Caroline.
Who is here today and been on the Hello everybody who's here today and been on the marches. My name's Caroline. I'm a member of Bradford Unite Community, which is a branch of the Unite Union. And our branch, you will have seen our members out and about in Bradford on the Barclays protests, on the Teledyne protests, on McDonald's protests, and every single march and demonstration that we have called. And we will do our utmost to build as far as we can for Palestine, for Palestinian freedom, and for the ceasefire that we all need immediately. And we are heeding the call from our Palestinian brothers and sisters in the trade union movement in Palestine, who have said, do everything you can for Palestine. Every gesture, everything you do counts. And the unions and Stop the War and the Campaign for Nuclear Disarmament have heeded that call, and they're calling a mass day of workplace protest on the 7th of February. That is in 10 days' time. They want everybody to do something in their workplaces. This is supported now by national unions like the Teachers' Union and the University and College Union and the Civil Service Unions. But everybody here can do something in their workplaces for Palestine on that day. You can, for example, like parents are doing in Oxford, when they pick up their kids from school in the afternoon, they're going along with Palestinian flags and having a demonstration outside with the parents and the teachers and the kids for Palestine. Everybody who's a parent here with kids at school can liaise with your teachers to do that. And obviously, we will be calling for wherever you are in a trade union or workplace, try and walk out at midday. get a protest on the step, have stalls, go round your workplace and get rid of the Coca-Cola in the drinks machines. And this is a challenge. This is a challenge for people that are supposedly work for us, who are our MPs. If you voted for ceasefire, do something about it. At Prime Minister's question time on the 7th of February, get up and walk out of Parliament in disgust. In disgust at Starmer, in disgust at Sunak, and start actually doing something other than a few words. Get off your backsides, develop a spine, and begin to lead. If you don't do it, we will, and we will fight with every breath in our bodies until Palestine is free. Let's face it, we all know the suffering of the people of Gaza. We've heard testimony, heart-rending, from the health workers in Gaza. How little it would be from each of us to do something in our schools and our workplaces on the 7th. Let's build that up. There were 1,000 or more on the march today. Let's have 10,000 people in Bradford doing something on the 7th for the people of Gaza. And also, when there are protests outside Barclays Bank and Teledyne and McDonald's and Starbucks, join in, give out information to the public, spread the word. Let's boycott Israel. Let's stand up for Gaza. Free Palestine.
Made by ignorant fools. Israel blocked the UN from delivering food. They bring in the troops and you won't even glimpse of the news. They make money off the products that we're quick to consume. And it's not simply a question of differing views. Forget emotions, this is facts. What I spit is the truth. Makes no difference if you're a Christian or if you're a Jew. They're just people living in different conditions to you. They still die when you bomb their schools, mosques and hospitals. It's not because
Assalamu alaikum. Free. I know a lot of people have gone, but there's enough of you still here to spread the message. There are coaches booked by Friends Al-Aqsa to go down to the national demonstration on the 3rd, next Saturday. Please look at the website. There are messages going on different platforms. Book your tickets. If you can't go, pay for somebody else who can't afford to. And also ask your family and others to join in, and hopefully we will keep on the pressure on the politicians and the government. It is important that we don't give up. You've shown today there's a lot of people who come in this cold weather. We appreciate that. But I think we also need to make sure that all of us in different forms come together. And we, like some speakers said, we need to expose the Prime Minister of this country, who is calling the democratic right of people to protest an idiocy. We need to tell him that he is the one who is racist, we're not racist. It is not a crime to expose crimes of genocide. We know, everybody knows, he knows, the opposition leader knows, the bombing hospitals is a crime. Bombing children is a crime. Bombing schools is a crime. Stopping food and water is a crime. Killing health workers is a crime. And all those crimes are being committed in front of everybody. And what we're also seeing is that this government, as well as the United States and Germany, they're openly giving the ammunition, tanks, bombs, and they cannot see the innocent children of Gaza dying. We need to keep on telling them that we will oppose them, we will not give up, we'll keep on exposing them. Thank you very much. Free, free. Free, free. Free, free. You didn't expect me to finish so quickly.
I was like, Uncle Mukhtar's going to give some words of wisdom. I can just go to the side for a bit. Right, next person I'm going to introduce is all the way from Leeds, Mufti Mothin.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Nearly stepped off the stage then. قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم انصر أخاك ظالما أو مظلوما. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, assist your brother whether he is the oppressor or the oppressed. Now it's easy for us to understand how we help those that are oppressed, how we help those that are being bombed right now, how we help those that are being massacred. The ICJ on Friday ruled that there's a plausible case for genocide happening in Palestine at the moment. Anthony Blinken said that it was a baseless, meritless claim. Rishi Sunak said that it was baseless. Keir Starmer said that it was baseless. South Africa proved the case that it was merited. South Africa proved to almost unanimous judges that the case had merit, that there was a plausible case of genocide taking place. When we have the highest court in the so-called developed world saying that there's genocide taking place, and then we have the Western world saying that there isn't, who do we take as an authority? Do we take those that are independent, or do we take those that are committing the genocide? Often it's portrayed in the media that it's the world, whenever the Western world's talked about, that it's the world that's on one side. But when we look at it, when we look at the reality, almost unanimous voting in the General Assembly in the United Nations, that's the majority of the world, is on one side. And you have America, you have the UK, you have a handful of European nations and Israel on one side. The world is on one side, and unfortunately our country is on the wrong side. We're often asked, why do we do these demonstrations here? Because this is our country. Our government is siding with the oppressor. We stand, we demonstrate our democratic rights. We take our democratic rights seriously. So we use them, we utilize them to change the in a democratic way the opinion of this government. That's why we march here, because this is our country and we're exercising our responsibilities as citizens of this country. So this is where we act on that side, that statement of the hadith that I mentioned at the start, unsur akhaka zaliman, the oppressor. So when our government, when our brothers are acting as the oppressor, we stand and we correct them. We don't just sit to one side. Every single one of us has a voice. Every single person should be able to freely use that voice. So we stand on the right side of history. We stand with those that are being oppressed. And we say to our government, stop killing children, stop bombing Gaza, free Palestine. Inshallah. Takbir! 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 One last reminder before I go. I often hear that this is not a Muslim issue. We're right, it's an issue for all of humanity. But for me, it's my Muslimness that causes me to stand up here. It's my Muslimness that causes me to stand and speak out against oppression. It's my Muslimness that says that we have to speak out. So don't forget that, and don't lose our own identities.
schools. Israel blocked the UN from delivering food. They bring in the troops and you won't even glimpse of the news. They make money off the products that we're quick to consume. And it's not simply a question of differing views. Forget emotions, this is facts. What I spit is the truth. Makes no difference if you're a Christian.
Right, quick message. Can Rihanna, Uncle Shara, Rob and Uncle Mukta please come forward? Huh? Rob as well, I said that. Next person I'm going to introduce is a brother all the way from Leeds, and I look up to this brother because when he started West Yorkshire for Palestine, I started somewhere in Uni of Leeds called Intifada, and we co-worked on a protest, and it was a good time in Leeds, but this time I'm dedicated to my city, Bradford. I wanted to give a nice, even though there's less of us now, from 1,000 people to don't know how much, but a round of applause for Hamza Razak.
They still die when you bomb their schools, mosques and hospitals. It's not because of rockets, please God, can you stop this all? I'm not related to the strangers on the TV, but I relate, cause those strangers could have been me. Words could never ever explain the raw tragedy. It's not a war, they're just murdering more.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm going to keep it short and sweet because I know we haven't got much time. I want to begin by saying Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. And the reason why I say that is because I am thankful, I am grateful that I am stood here among all of you, with all of you, standing on the right side of history, as Brother Mudge has already mentioned. We are the fortunate ones. We are the ones that don't have to go through the suffering, or the torture, or the murder. Can you imagine losing 50 members of your family in one go? Can you imagine losing your home just like that? Losing everything, not having food, not having water, no shelter, no energy, nothing. Can you imagine that? We are the fortunate ones. We are the lucky ones. But we are also the ones that have been chosen to fight for our brothers and sisters in Palestine. And we cannot waste that. We cannot leave them alone. They see us and they feel hope. They know that they are not alienated anymore. They are not alone. They know they have a family all around the world. So it's down to us to continue that fight. We are the ones that are going to make that change. Are we not? Who's going to make that change? We are going to fight. We must rise. We cannot stop, and we will not stop until the day that Palestine is free. If you take away one thing from today, let it be this. The weapon of a believer is dua. We have the strongest weapon in this world. They may have the bombs above us, but we have Allah above everything. Every day, every night, 5 times a day, 100 times a day, however many times you can, raise your hands and pray to Allah. Pray for a free Palestine. Pray for a liberated Palestine. Pray for a liberated Al-Aqsa. Pray for unity amongst the world. Peace amongst the world. Inshallah. May we all see the day that Palestine is free. May we all be blessed with the opportunity to stand in Al-Aqsa, stand by side in a liberated and free Palestine. Inshallah. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
And you won't even glimpse of the news. They make money off the products that we're quick to consume. And it's not simply a question of differing views. Forget emotions, this is facts. What I spit is the truth. Makes no difference if you're a Christian or if you're a Jew. They're just people living in different conditions to you. They still die when you bomb their schools, mosques and hospitals. It's not because of Rob. Please God, can you stop this all?
Can't see him.
I'm not related to the strangers.
Right, guys, I just want to say final few words. This event today was organized by Nation of Al-Quds and by Bradford Friends of Palestine and St. Mary's Magdalene Church and Palestine Speakers Corner. Every Mondays at 6 p.m. there's Palestine Speakers Corner that takes place at Mary Magdalene Church, just off White Abbey Road, near Olivia Gardens. So guys, take leaflets, and we always have special guests there, speakers coming from all over the country, up and down, for this Speakers Corners that takes place in Bradford. I want to say a big thanks to our DJ, PA system man, Danish Rian. Guys, give him a round of applause. Also, we want to say a big thank you to Amr, who's live broadcasting it on AR Media. I don't know where Amr is. Amr, where are you? He's at the stall at the back. Give a big round of applause to Amr, guys. Without these guys, we wouldn't be here using this system seriously. It takes them quite a bit of setup. They get here about a few hours well before us, unloading, loading, and it's the two-man thing that they do, and they don't even get any help from anybody, and they do it. So they deserve credit, guys, and do follow them on social media. On behalf of Nation of Goods, I just want to say a big thanks to everybody, all the organisers behind organising this march and rally here in Bradford. That's Lady Khan here, Mujahid here, Mujtaba Mukhtar Ali. We've got another comrade, Rob, he's somewhere here as well. Big thanks to all of them, and also to Sharat, the main man who's behind Mary Magdalene Church. Guys, we want to say a big thanks to him as well. And also, big thanks to you guys, because without you, this is impossible. And you deserve a big round of applause, guys. So big up yourselves. Earlier on, we had a bit of issue when we started off with the march, with the police. Bit of communications at the top level. Well, we've just rectified that regarding us how we were walking, but things happen in top management where they don't listen to the lower down people. So we've got it sorted. Eventually they got there. So anyway, once again, guys, thank you very much, and thanks for coming. And do follow us on social media, guys. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Follow us on that. Much.
Quick one, yeah. Tomorrow in Palestine Speakers Corner, the special guest is actually someone from West Yorkshire Police. So come down to Palestine Speakers Corner, 6:30. Prepare your questions for the police, and let's gather and ask the police their stance on this. See you all on Monday, inshallah.
Also, guys, it is an end to this. There is a dispersal order, so don't continue to do a little protest here and there. Make your way back to the church if you're going that way, if you've got your cars there, right? And after, as soon as we've done here now, which we have, if you do go to the church, I've been told, go inside the church. There's some food, hot drinks, etc. that's been put on there for you guys to warm yourself up. So that's it, guys. Do not circle around, do not congregate. Go home, have safe journeys. Jazakallah. Also, can I ask all the stewards, yellow jackets, guys with the yellow jackets, if you could come here for 1 second, give you jackets, and also help Danish out with the system as well. So I've got a young lad here in the grey coat, just give him your jackets, guys.